So the Mule Deer Great One grind is officially on, and thus far, it has actually been a lot of fun. And the reason we're already doing a video on it, typically when a new map and a new Great One comes out, we're still doing regular hunting videos for another week or so, but we had such good luck on our first live stream where we set this thing up. A lot of trophy mule deer showed up. I wanted to make sure we're recording in case anything happens today. So, as per usual with any Great One grind, especially early on, I want to do one full run, give you a look at what this looks like, and hopefully we can find some trophies going forward from there. And I love some of these spots, these big overlooks like this. Got a couple of solid fours there. That guy's max weight estimate. This is the farthest shots we gotta take, and it turns out having the HUD on does make life a little easier for zeroing. So let's shoot the back one first, just because that's a little further. And I kind of thought that might not spook the front one, so both of those are down. Go and grab those, and basically what we're doing for this grind, any minimum weight estimate mule deer buck that's 105 to 140 kilo, we're just leaving alive. So for instance, that little guy right there, he'll be here, unless we shoot him by accident, for the entirety of the grind. So this guy, first spot of the day and first max weight estimate buck already. I like the looks of that. 248, of course, would have been a gold, but we are grinding once again with the 300 AR. These guys are tough, and with the mule kicks now, a quick follow-up is a lot more difficult than it used to be. The less tracking we can do, the better. Grinding at the end of the day is about efficiency. The 300 AR makes things pretty efficient. So funny thing about this spot, it's against the map border, so we can't go any further away, and unfortunately it does have a tendency to spook the deer. Got lucky and snuck that shot into the lungs. That is, despite being a level 2, not minimum weight estimate. Don't know. See the mule kick there? Way harder to get that follow-up. Somehow he's dying. I don't know how we pulled that off, but got a couple of claiming tents. There are very few, at least that I can tell, lakes that mule deer drink at consistently. Now you get them bouncing around, you gotta check that kind of stuff. That's actually the last thing I did prior to recording this video. Went up through here, all these tiny ice lakes and stuff. They will drink there, but it's not like a super consistent thing. That guy would have been a 177 silver. Let's see how the heck we got this guy so quick. I mean, miraculously, is Vital Blood. Now the 300 AR is powerful, but it's hardly something where you're punching through, let's say, like a Texas heart shot type of thing. High bleed rate? Okay, that was pure luck. Also, when you shoot things on the run, this can happen. You get some shadow mule deer in the harbor screen if you move in the right direction. Well, you can kind of tell anyway. We hit right long. Looking like a bunch of very below average bucks here. Suppose we'll leave them for now, and there may come a time where we can attempt to like swap some solos or something into here. That's probably going to be the move, but not a lot of point in shooting those. That's not going to help things. That's a little more like it. There's a good buck. Not quite a max estimate for that guy. I'll take that job though. Good to see a couple of good ones too. By the end of the live stream on Tuesday, release day, when we set this thing up, we were not seeing a whole lot of big ones. So I think going through some of those like tiny ice lakes that I talked about, that has helped considerably. And is this the spot we still have a claim tent? We do. And again, efficiency is everything. If we can fast travel over here and save a minute of running, that's how many minutes per run with a couple of different claim tents. You start to save a lot of hours over the course of thousands of kills. So he is 233. This guy looked like, I don't know, maybe 270-ish with that rack. 286 even. Pretty good buck. Man, the models make it so much nicer too. The whole grind in general. Looking at models that look like mule deer, it's a lot more fun. Now, I'll be shocked if there's a buck here, but every now and then it happens. That is the only deer typically we have seen, but on occasion, like I said, things end up bouncing here. And by the way, if you want to see the entire setup, I'll go ahead and zoom out so you can see that. And it'll bounce down to this spot, which will have plenty of bucks. Oh, there's a 5, no doubt about it. 297 to 358 is the droop time rack. Good deal, and much like the fallow grind, we're running the 4570 handgun for any kind of potential trophy mule deer. That is great news. This spot was starting to get a whole bunch of these, and luckily, we're actually seeing something good showing up instead. This is my favorite bighorn lake, probably my favorite mule deer lake, this little southern one on the east side of what I call Snow Goose Mountain. So, let's, zero ranges are odd on this. I guess we'll just try to get to 100. He's actually spinning around. That's 130, and he knows we're here. Let's see here. So if we zero this for 100, I'd like to be at like 120. And I think I want him alert. So let's actually just move here. He'll eventually spin for us. I think at this range, I'm comfortable with a frontal shot. That'll work. And since we dropped him, there was a decent 3? I think that one. Didn't love the shot. He's going down. It's not going to take as much tracking as I thought it might. Good deal. And so on the ice, mountains in the background. Unfortunately, mule deer drink late, 15 to 1800, so not the best lighting, but a pretty nice, should be second diamond mule deer buck of the grind. He will be 316 diamond, not bad. That's closer to the diamond requirement than I thought. I don't know if the droop tine rack can troll. Hard shot with a 4570 pistol, and of course, with the grind lodge, we'll be taxing at least a decent number of diamond muleys. They look incredible. We might actually add a couple to our main lodge anyway. But we will take that first run of the day, and funny enough, the first kill of the grind, like officially on the stream, was the only other diamond. It was down at the starter lake, which we're about to visit, and now first run of today's video, we also get a diamond. And I guess I probably should note too, I'm not counting kills really like closely. I would guesstimate we're in the 200 kills area, and that was level 5, number 5, but again, 3 of them troll. Now, I want to make sure I show everything, including lakes where we're just not getting anything for the moment. There's a buck over on that side, though, so it's not going to be a nothing spot. It will be, though, one that costs us a bunch of time. We have a claiming tent over where that other doe is. This one takes some running, and I guess, I don't know, can we get the claiming tent and grab a four-wheeler? It'd be probably similar time, so we're just going to run it. And it's 1740. We're going to be pushing it because we have a number of lakes in the south to get to and one more up here in the north. Hard shot that guy, not bad at 242. This is a kind of new spot for us. We didn't have any here initially when we set up. And it would seem we don't have any here again, which is kind of odd. But if you look, there's a 15 to 18 zone there and there. But, just bighorn. Well, anyway, they'll be here eventually. Oh, that buck was way closer than they typically are. That's going to be interesting. Got a bighorn taken off. Decent enough buck there too, which is also fleeing. This spot kind of is not great to set up on. That guy's going nowhere. That one probably is getting away. That'll be fine. It wasn't like it was a giant, but, you know, efficiency is everything. Hate to have any getaway if we can help it. And it's 1754 with like 3 or 4 spots yet to check. Probably our last couple. We'll be getting there after 1800, but that should be okay. You got a couple of minutes really till they're actually gone. Now we do have another spot where some of them tend to flee, but look at this. Mule deer everywhere, a couple of nice bucks out there too. They're 2 separate herds, so in theory we can kind of blast away here. You always want to be careful about how many you take out because that can affect respawns, but since they're separate, that is theoretically fine. Now, I kind of thought that might make them spook, and I was hoping it wouldn't. That one's gonna get away, but I guess we'll get them next time. You know, I thought that might be doable. At least get the big one. And here's what I'm gonna do. I don't typically do this, but it's 1800. We got 2 spots left to hit. We'll come back and track the other 2 here. Let's get to our final 2 spots. Now, actually, we might not be shooting anything here, because that's a level 2. And over on this end, oh, well, that's new. Well, never mind. There's supposed to be 4 tiny 2s. A couple of them there that we named the 4 Stooges on stream, but guess we have a shooter on that end. That'll take care of that. So here's this one, and our last spot is a big overlook, so even if they're already leaving, I think that's fine. They are indeed leaving. There's a 3. Actually, is that still drinking, though? A couple of other okay ones? Probably, I mean, their estimates are similar enough, but typically I try to just get 2 per spot if it's not like a double herd like we had earlier. And we'll just get the 2 with the highest estimates then. This guy's in the trees. We'll get him first. And get that one. We have the 2 yet to get. And in one run, let's see what we're looking at here. We should have been about 15 bucks, a little bit more. Not bad. And even, you know, with the setup being non-ideal, a couple of herds spook, like if I can move tents just a little bit into a better spot, we can probably make things even better. I think so far we still have a pretty good thing going. So I'm gonna grab the 4-wheeler and get those last 2 bucks. Got one there. That was the second one we shot on the run. I don't know how we just did that. Got a shadow mule deer again, 224. And then finally, the other big buck that we shot on the run. That will make 16 for the first run of the day. 243 score for him, just at the bottom of the lung. Not too bad, all things considered. At least one got away, depends on how you look at it. And we'll go ahead and start another run. So as we do that, I normally rest to 1700. We'll main menu to kind of get everything back into their zones. And we should be good to go with that. Now, I talked about getting a mule deer buck as the first kill of this entire grind. Figure we'd go ahead and take a look at that. There we go. There's some muleys. All right. So, oh my. I killed 2 bucks here. They were both nice 4s. Are you serious? First kill of the mule deer grind officially is going to be a diamond. Let's go. Little doe over there. All right. Make sure we get this. Oh, he kind of turned. We good? We're good. Nice. Okay. We'll go and place a claiming tent there. 320.99 with the droop tine rack. Yeah, he did too. He turned back to like scratch his shoulder. Little iffy on that shot. We are definitely taxing that. That's a heck of a start. I don't think we've ever done that. Like, that's insane. So that was pretty cool. And as I said, I don't think we've ever had that with any grind we've ever done. Holy. Okay, I thought that might have been a 5, but hopefully that is a good omen for things to come as we start our second run. So, gonna go ahead and get both of those. Not quite sure where that shot hit. When they're that far away, getting the lead right is a massive challenge. Might need the 4-wheeler already. And I mentioned in the old days before the mule kick, anything like that, they would kind of, like their legs would buckle. That's a 308, by the way, not bad. And you get a quick follow-up. Now those quick follow-ups are way harder to hit. So anyway, one lengthy track made much less lengthy by the 4-wheeler. What? Okay, I didn't think we aimed that high either way. Another run is a go, and we'll see what we can get out here today. Oh, check it out, we got our first level 1. I'll have to name him something. He looks like a forkhorn, so, oh. Got a bigger brother there too, but maybe we can just name him Forky. Seems appropriate. And the question is, do we view that guy as a potential diamond? I don't think so. Yeah, it's the single sticker rack. I believe it's the double sticker rack that can actually make it. So in that case, 300 AR it is. Gotta sneak that shot over the doe, but that works. Was that another bigger buck? Swear I saw. Dang. I'm only killing 2 per run just in case. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that helps. So we're gonna go with it. Anyway. 291 for him. I wonder if we even shot the initial one that we looked at. They're very similar size. And a 196, but things looking good already. Well, there's a level 5. I didn't even realize that was a 5 at first. This rack can troll, by the way, right back here where our only level 1 is. One of the 3 5s that trolled on stream was this exact rack. I actually think for the sake of efficiency, we're gonna back up of all things, get to like 180, 190, and we can 0 for 200 with this, and we can just go for that shot from here, and maybe if we get lucky, we can smoke that level 3 as well. So let's go for that. Should be good, kept that good and low. Don't think that guy's going too far. Or nowhere, that'll work. And gonna be a little heavy on pressure. Looks like we got 2, so I'd say our 5 went down. The 5 is there, the 3 is right here. I saw 3 of the 4 harvest checks were not completed with that one. And like I said, this rack control, it can absolutely make diamond as well. See if we can get lucky and go 2 for 2 today. Not bad, 313, so it makes it by a whole 1.63. Double lunged him with a 45-70 pistol. Solid job. I do like this rack. It used to have like a crazy glitch with the brow tines and stuff, but it looks pretty good. It's got the 2 stickers. A little bit different than the 5 rack that typically does troll. Those stickers I think are on this tine. Good deal. 2 diamonds then today. Plus, of course, the 3rd one from our very first kill of the grind. Makes 3 total. So things are looking just a little different around here. These 2 lakes over here, like the tiny ice lakes, they appear to have some herds at them. And I think it's natural, especially early on in the grind, as you start to shoot stuff, things typically spread out. And I think that's a little bit of what's happened here. So, it's altered our setup just a bit. One big thing is less claim tents, which I think is going to make the whole thing take a little bit longer, and that is going to be interesting to try to work in before 1800 and they stop drinking, but for now, should be more kills per run. So we'll grab these two, and really, I guess the ideal with these herds is probably that they all become level 2s at some stage, but for now, we'll keep on working on these spots. We got another new one up here. And actually, already, there isn't much here. Mostly 2s, and I would say a couple of those are respawns because it wasn't like this when I first came up here. We got that one, and really the hill's in the way for the tripod, but with one harvest, not going to get too crazy hunting pressure-wise. And who knows, maybe this spot, we can take our tent back. But yeah, it's already 17:15, and we haven't even really gotten into the meat of the grind yet. And our final location of the day, got a bunch of deer down here, level 2s. There's a 3 at least we can get. Another 3. 4. I don't even know which to go for. I guess we'll get the 2 that are side by side. Gonna hope that guy spins. That'll work. Good deal. So unfortunately, no more 5s as we go along here, but it is to be expected at some stage we hit a little bit of a dry spell. Only a couple hundred kills in. The fact that we have 6 level 5s already, 3 diamonds, I will take that. But at this very location, we did have one final trophy from the live stream. Typically, a new map comes out, you get a week or 2 before all the... Oh my god, there's a piebald. We'll see. I really want to go ahead and get that video out this year, though. Even though it's late, I want to do that. Whoa, okay. Awesome. Thanks, Wolf. You know what? Get him on Mule deer herd. I guess I should have hurried up and shot that. Piebald. There he is. Finally, okay. And if we can kill that one too, that would be great. So let's shoot him before a wolf comes after him. Right in the white patch. I had to check and make sure that wasn't a 5 or something again. Like, he looks huge down there. So, first piebald. The one with less white on the fur, but pretty neat. Gotta tax the first rare of the grind, if for no other reason, good luck. Was there this much white on the legs before? There probably was, but I like it. Little 210 silver. And with that, as we claim the final $2 here, that was going to be the point we'd go back to the trophy lodge. However, I got a little more grinding in last night, and things are starting to really look encouraging. Well, there's a welcome sight. Big rack level 5, 309 to 370. And there's a nice big 4 in here too. So what we're going to do is pop out of here. Probably just go in until he's alert. We have the 4570 handgun, and the fact that he's facing away makes it a little tougher, but I think we can get that. I'd really like him to be broadside. This angle, that's going to be tough. I think we can punch that through. Go for that. Other big buck. I don't know how we managed to get that quick of a shot. He's going down. We should be good then. So the big 4, which compared to the 5, doesn't look that big. 243 score. This absolute giant, which by the way, brown fur looks pretty good. Gonna go ahead and get a quick picture of that. He is 333, so not quite a 340 plus, but our biggest diamond on the grind thus far. Got that shot through, left flung 115 meters. We will tax that. Diamond number 4 for us now. Well, this seems to be a good thing. Another big rack 5 up to 385 is an absurd estimate, and there's a massive 4 next to him there. So we're gonna try to use the tripod. That means pretty close to 200. That should be okay for the 4570. That's 0 for that. Maybe keep the shot a little bit low in the shoulder. And as quickly as we can... Oh, if that doe wasn't there, we could have squeezed that shot off. And then we had to be careful too, because the 5 was going to run towards level 4. So, we hit him. Not going to get the 4-wheeler because some tracking is needed. Hunting pressure is there though, so we got the 5. So he's laying right up there. This time the blonde fur, I believe. Looks that way. 337 and a max weight. First max weight diamond of the grind. Good deal. Boy. Unless that's shown incorrectly, we didn't get lungs by much. But, we'll take it. 337.79 max weight diamond muley. Good things appear to be happening. Now, this might get interesting. We have one more level 5 out here. Probably, I think it's 3 and 2 runs, if I'm not mistaken. And that's... is he uneven? I think so. So, he's only up to 322. I have no idea what he'll score. Here's the plan, though. That's going to alert him. Reloading before I did that would have been a great idea, but... that might have been spinal cord. I don't know. Everything else worked out beautifully. We don't have a 22 or anything. That's the only way we could have gotten that guy to go alert. It is the very last leg of the run, 1809, and they were leaving. I hate to leave a level 5 on the map, especially going through to a new run. So, I wanted to get him. Might have screwed that up, and I have no idea with that uneven rack what he's going to score. He may well troll anyway. I think I see a lot of blood, so we may have lucked out on that. It's like half big rack, half droop tine rack or something? I don't know. It's a 320 diamond. I think that's what he is. I've never seen one that looks like that. It's kind of cool, though. Like, that works. Not too bad. 200 kilo, gray fur type diamond, and we just got enough through there to get a lung. So our shoot the rock right in front of us to alert him worked. Got a drop shot, full session score. Not quite how we draw it up, but not too bad. So this time's for real. Heading into the trophy lodge, we have our piebald already placed. Obviously, as I talked about before, I went back to the lodge at the end of recording that video, and then came back and got 3 more diamonds in pretty quick succession, and that seems to be a really, really good sign. So in here, we've got the droop tine rack. This was the 316. Over here is the 320. I think that was the one that we had as the very first kill of the grind. And then I discovered down here, even though our grind lodge is just about full, literally everywhere from bear and red deer and fallow deer and all that stuff, this room, we have some more space. So, got the 313 diamond, and now we'll slap the 333, 337, if we can get it, and the 320 kind of uneven one, which I think is going to be kind of cool. I like that. As I said, that particular combination, despite it being uneven, actually works pretty darn good, but all of a sudden, I think we're up to 6 diamonds, maybe 400, 450 kills, somewhere in that range. I really like what is going on as far as our mule deer grind progress thus far, but on that note, that is going to do it for this video. By the way, we will be streaming more mule deer grinding over on Twitch tomorrow. Meant to mention that earlier on and just kind of forgot about it, but that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.